Oh my god. Okay. I need to pick myself up off the floor. I'm on the floor right now.
No. This movie was good.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
At this point, we don't care because there's a spoiler-free one, so you listening to this at your own peril. But damn, what? Iron Man for what? Oh god.
Oh my goodness. Okay. It's like right at the beginning when you see Captain America jumping out of that plane without a parachute. Into the water. Oh my god. And he just gets onto that ship. He's kicking ass and taking names. And when he takes the names, he writes the names on their asses. It's like
when he smacks people with that shield, you can feel it. You're like, yes.
You're like, yes.
The sound is in 3D.
Oh my goodness.
It gets crazy. So
Okay, right.
okay, we're back.
It's called Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
The Winter Soldier.
Right. So what's amazing is that when we went into this movie, we knew because we've read the comic books. We know who the Winter Soldier is, right? Mm-hmm. So the reveal wasn't a surprise to us, but we knew. But the surprise the audience had, they were like, everyone gasped. It's like the tension was palpable. You could feel it in the air.
It was right there. It's like
I'd like to compare this to the to the revealing of Benedict Cumberbatch's character in Star Trek Into Darkness, because then it was like they were trying to hide the fact that he was Khan. But it somehow leaked, or we knew that he was Khan. And when he released himself, like, dum dum dum, my name is Khan, I was like, okay, yes, so what?
And you like, okay, let's move on with the story.
Exactly,
but then they would linger on that, and then they would go, and it just like fell flat. But here,
you could tell there was a heartbreak situation where this guy's best friend is now the villain in this movie, which.
And you totally get it, because like now he's the only one from like back in the 40s who used to be like the first agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
100%, yeah.
So, he could do with a friend, and like...
and that friend is punching him in the face.
He's punching him in the face, and there's no one else that actually wants to be his friend, because everyone else has their own hidden agendas and like running around with USB sticks. It's spoiler-filled, yeah. So it's just like you would feel for this guy. When he goes and he visits his old girlfriend.
Wow, yeah.
Now I can see why they left that out in the Avengers. But when you have the DVD, you can actually see that, he got to a point where he actually wanted to phone her. But now the way that the direction they took, just that meeting, it
struck a chord there in my heart.
It struck a chord, like,
But what I want to do right now is I just want to dial back a couple of sentences from what Ho said right now, right? He said USB sticks. Did you see the size of that thing? Okay. Right. This is S.H.I.E.L.D. They've got telecoms functions that are in their ear, so small. It's right in the earpiece. It's right in their ear, right? And you can't see it. And they can talk, and I don't know where the microphone is. You can't tell, but you just know.
We let them get away with it because we're fans.
And they're talking like, can you? I have got a micro USB that fits into my massive. In fact, I hate taking it out because I hate taking out my flash drive because I'm afraid to lose it. And it can contain an enormous amount of data. Why can S.H.I.E.L.D. not have a tiny flash drive? Why? That's my... I was just the size...
I can answer that, Don, because they need to brand it. For a secret organization, everything is just branded for them.
Wow.
Like...
That was massive.
Memory sticks. It's like, why? I thought we were a secret.
The S.H.I.E.L.D. bird doesn't fit on this flash drive. Make it bigger. Make it bigger.
Like, even when they find the bunker underneath the bunker, it's still had a S.H.I.E.L.D. logo there. It's like they couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'll be honest. When they saw, what's his name? who was now a computer. What's his name?
Zola.
When they saw Dr. Zola in the old Shield bunker, and they said that they transferred his consciousness into a computer, I'm not gonna lie, I could tell the audience was a little bit taken back by that. They were like, it's a bit of a stretch. I don't know how
it moved into, I dare I say, superhero territory, because the rest of the movie doesn't even fall under. I mean, this is not a superhero movie. This is a spy action thriller. That is what you give it.
That just happened to have Captain America in it.
Exactly, and a guy who jumps out of an elevator, falls through a window, lands on concrete, and still gets up and goes takes down a jet. Take that to the bank.
Punches it in the face.
Jeez, this guy. Jeez. But yeah, we're back. So the Winter Soldier. So Bucky is the Winter Soldier. So well, by code name. But I think for me, it kind of went like a bit deeper, because in the first act of the movie, you can tell that Steve is considering retiring, because he feels as if he is a Winter Soldier himself. Like he's past his prime, not really, 'cause
95 years old.
95 years. But yeah, like he feels like this is not what he wants to be fighting for. So that kind of also like refers to him as the Winter Soldier. But man, he's far from it. This is his resume. This is Cap saying, you know what? This is why I'm leading the Avengers. The billionaire, playboy, philanthropist can take a back seat. This is what we're talking about. The action scenes in this thing. Oh my gosh. Oh, the Shield is now like, that shield smacking is just taken to a whole new level. The things he just does with that, it's like now is like, yeah, I'm Cap and I know what I'm doing with this shield. And he just like throws that thing around like nobody's business. Oh shit, it gets good.
And okay, I don't know if you guys know this, but the people who directed Captain America, the Winter Soldier, they're the guys who directed Community. And you'll get a nice surprise. You'll see Abed, who's played by Danny Pudi. He doesn't play Danny Pudi. He plays Abed in Captain America, which is awesome. Like he's got the same awkward stances, and the facial expressions that he has is flipping fantastic.
Even the pitch, the way like he speaks is still Abed.
It's still Abed,
so
yeah.
If you watch Community, you'll actually enjoy that little cameo. And we have the usual suspect, Stan Lee showing up again. Actually, I actually enjoyed his cameo here. But so far, the best one for me has to be the one he did in The Amazing Spider-Man. I think that was dope.
That was dope.
Who else? Scarlett Johansson is actually taken into this role. Eh? I mean, as an actress, she now just disappears, and you just see the Black Widow.
You just see the Black Widow.
But just see Natasha now.
There's one thing that kind of like that was weird, is when they go to the Falcon's place.
His apartment.
When they go to the Falcon's apartment, and she's drying off her hair. Her hair's all curly and wet, and I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. Maybe she's gonna go with the curly hair Natasha Romanoff look.
Yes, from the first one, the first Avengers.
And then they cut to the next scene. It's like I'm just like, oh, where did she get the hair straightened from? Because her hair is just like.
And apparently, Shield's agents don't eat breakfast.
Yeah.
According to the movie. They get heavier when they eat breakfast.
But the Falcon, my God.
Oh yeah, Falcon. I think here you can tell Marvel is learning its lessons bit by bit with like what to do with the wingman. Because you had War Machine in 2 movies, and Falcon actually did more in this one movie as a character, and even including the action scenes than
Colonel Brody did in Iron Man.
The Iron Patriot did in 2 movies.
Yeah.
So I think they're actually getting better at this, and it actually makes sense for Cap to actually have like a wingman, as you like.
Wingman, ha.
It actually makes sense for him to have a wingman, because he's just one guy trying to make a difference, you know, and you can actually feel it because he's making all these choices, and it's just who can I trust to actually step in and help me, and you get people like Falcon, and
Falcon, he really plays the role. He kicks ass and takes names, and he does that. The way he flies in that suit, in that wingsuit, it feels so natural. You don't
Yes.
even think about how they did it. You just like you just
because it's right there, it's integrated into the movie. It is good.
It's like as a comic book reader, you'd be like, you forgive the fact that he doesn't have like a pet Falcon to be able to be his quote unquote wingman. Exactly. And you forgive that. You'd be like, okay, guys, you can take creative license. Let him not have a pet Falcon. That's okay, because he's got an iPhone with the internet. His eye in the sky. That's his eye in the sky.
So let's talk the villains. We got Crossbones. You see him. He's the guy, the last guy that Cap takes out in the elevator. Oh, Cap, this is nothing personal. My ass.
Personal. It feels personal.
Feels personal. So it's quite cool because at the end you can see like when they bring him in and he's all burnt up and he has this signature cross, so he's gonna get his hair, his costume on.
There was a time when he took off his bulletproof vest. I saw
the
cross.
So there we got Crossbones already in the making, and then Dr. Zola. It's cool that he's back, and I think he's giving us hints of why Ultron kinda exists, which is exciting for me. And then you have Alexander Pierce. Which is quite strange because in the books, Pierce wasn't really a bad guy. Yeah. Pierce really like stood by Nick Fury, you know. So, for the fact that most people don't even know Alexander Pierce and his contributions to like Agents of Shield,
it's okay that he's
So it's okay that his story is kind of turned around a bit. Yeah. Unlike some other villains in Iron Man 3, suddenly you can't take creative license because people are like, but anyway. So here's Alexander as the big guy. Yeah. And then you have Batroc the Leaper, which was quite dope. So that's the guy he fights in the first 5 minutes. They didn't even waste time. After the credits, like after the opening sequence, that shield was just everywhere. So you had that guy, and then who else was the bad guy? So we had four villains.
No, and he was, this guy is a henchman, the guy who featured in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh yeah, and then you have the guy who featured. He was actually in
Avengers in the first one. He was there in the helicarrier, busy punching buttons. He was in there.
He was also in Item 47, the first shot that Marvel did after the Battle of New York. So it was that guy. So I mean, geez, we're sitting on what five villains here.
I think he's a half a villain. He's a 0.5, 4.5, because he's not a henchman. He's like a henchman and a half.
You know what? The thing is, he had information that they needed, so it was important to the story. It's not like Spider-Man 3 where you don't understand where everyone fits in. Like this guy actually had information.
Sandman.
And just because. So he actually made sense to the story. And I'm still liking what Marvel is doing, taking risks. I mean, that guy wasn't necessarily a bad guy when this whole venture of the Marvel universe started, but all of a sudden it's Hail Hydra, you know?
100%. That really took me by surprise. Yeah. But what was awesome is if you're watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now, you will be wondering why Agent Coulson cannot get a hold of Nick Fury, and you also kind of get the impression that all the Phase 2 movies, including Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., are kind of overlapping, happening at the same time, almost within like 1.5 to 2 weeks of each other, which explains certain things, which explains why Thor may not have been able to come to Washington, D.C., and why this is probably happening at the time when Tony Stark was incarcerated and he was trying to summon
Yes,
shield,
so
his
like-
shield from his not his shield, his suit from another county, from another state. And Thor right now is busy fighting Malekith. All these things are busy happening.
Thor featuring Meow Meow. Yeah. So like the way I see it, I think if this movie is to have any sort of lasting impact, then my opinion, I think Agents of Shield needs to end. That's my feeling. Like
Yeah.
it just needs to get to a point where they're like, guys, bring back the bus because there's no company anymore. So we repossessing stuff. So bring it back so we can sell it for scrap. I think it needs to get to that, and then Agents of Shield needs to move in a new direction.
Maybe they become not rogue agents, but like a private version of Agents of Shield.
Exactly, because the way I'm seeing what's gonna happen is Age of Ultron is actually the Secret Avengers coming together to actually like stop Ultron. So why not have the Secret Agents of Shield? So these are the guys that stuck around after the fallout. Why not? Jeez, this movie has just opened up so many doors.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, I think we've.
And then there was the Winter Soldier.
By the way, that's the name of the
Six
movie.
villains. Yes, 6 villains. Ah.
Okay, the Winter Soldier. Wow. Okay, he really shows Cap what's what. He really makes Cap understand what it feels like to dish the blows that he dishes out, because he is amazing. He's an amazing assassin. He took out Nick Fury. What
There
was
was no window in that apartment. He shot Nick Fury
right through the wall.
through the wall. I mean, you must imagine the cannon he was using to do that.
Okay, right. Nick Fury survived that. Natasha Romanoff survived a couple of shootings and things that she shouldn't survive, right? They haven't really given us from what I understood, we were going to get a nice insight into Natasha Romanoff's background in this Marvel Cinematic Universe. They kind of hinted at it. I wanted to know if she had some sort of super soldier serum of sort put into her, or is she just like straight au natural out of the womb and straight into somebody's face with a fist. Or maybe she's got. I hope she's got some super serum, because I mean she got shot. Nick Fury got shot up a few times, but Nick Fury does have some.
Fury claims he faked his own death, but if all these movies are the same and the series, then you kind of going back and forth with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so you kind of understand what happened to Coulson, and so it kind of like gets all murky somewhere there. But the way this story ties itself together, everything from saying, this is not freedom, this is fear. It's a concept that we understand in the real world as an audience, and 100%. We can relate to that. And I think I just have to say this, and I am gonna make like a comparison that you might not agree with me. I would rather follow Captain America than follow Superman. And the reason is, when Cap approaches people, and then he doesn't give you the impression that he's a one-man army that's gonna solve everything himself, as opposed to like a guy who can crush a dying star with his bare hands. That guy doesn't need you. He doesn't need backup. His skin is diamond hard, But Cap is a guy who say, I bet on myself and I believe this is what we need to do. That's a guy you can approach and be like, 100%. What part can I play in solving the problem? As opposed to like, hey, dude, you're a bird, you're a plane, go do your thing. And he just flies off. Faster than a bullet, So, I mean, the scene where he was talking to all the agents in that, what they call that big company of theirs.
Shield.
In S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, that moment for me was like spot on. Like, that's a guy you would want to follow. That guy. that's the dude. That's all. I just wanted to say that. Like that really touched me, you know. And then when you actually started to see the line between who the Hydra agents are and the Shield agents, that's where you understand. Like that's the dude.
Now that you did a DC and a Marvel hero comparison, I actually want to say, people often compare Tony Stark to being a Batman just because he's got money. But I disagree. I think when I was watching Cap jumping from helicarrier to helicarrier, I was just like, this guy, he's like Batman. He's just a human who he makes you believe that you can be who he is.
Yes, you see that I think that's what sticks with you when you're watching Cap. And you know, and then from the fighting scenes to him just visiting his old girlfriend, dude, that was like
That was touching.
that was touching, you know. And you know, she's suffering from Alzheimer's,
Yeah.
so she can't even remember, like, you know, whether he's here or not. It was just that's a guy I could relate to, you know. And everyone he keeps meeting kind of like ties in nicely to that story. God,
So touching.
it's so touching. The action in that movie is earned. The things that people do in that movie and the consequences that they face, it's all earned. Everyone earned it.
It's not disaster porn. Please understand.
Yes, yes.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, it's one thing seeing a helicarrier like just crash, but like the events leading up to that.
Oh my god.
That is what that is what pulls you in. That is when you're like, yes.
You're watching this and you're just like, okay, the stakes are really high.
And it's just one guy with the shield.
One guy with the shield. Okay,
see,
but
it would have been different. But I personally say it would have been different if Stark was taking care of this, because they just had to like stop all three of those things from sinking. I mean, Stark had how many armors show up? 48.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we could have been done like quick, like, and I mean quick. And then those things wouldn't have even crashed, and because he had that bulldozer armor that would have just like cleaned up.
Oh, the one, the Hulk buster.
The Hulk buster. So Stark would have been like quick, and then smiling all the way to the bank. But yeah.
Speaking of bank, can we talk money shots? The money shots.
Alright, so what are yours?
Mine is actually the one right at the end of the credits.
Okay, guys. Pandora's box has been opened.
Wow.
Marvel is going there. Like, you thought seeing Thanos in the first Avengers movie was like big. No, these guys are going all out.
This.
I'm gonna give this one to Don. Don, take it.
Oh my god. Okay. So we have the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. We see them in their sort of prisons, and we get what people have been wanting to see is how Quicksilver moves. And the way he moves, oh my god. Can I tell about the guy that we know as Bryan Singer? As much as we love him, you are gonna get a run for your money. You better make sure your Quicksilver kicks ass. Do you know why I say that? Do you know why it's funny? Because the guy who's playing Quicksilver, he played kick ass. Oh my god. That
Guys.
was and you see the Scarlet Witch busy like, oh my gosh. And they were brought to life with the headpiece from Loki's staff. And that's the little bit of the Tesseract. That's why Thanos is gonna come back for that little bit.
Guys,
I don't know what's gonna happen.
I think it's gonna get crazy, cause
And what's his name? What's the name of the doctor?
Baron von Stryker.
Baron von Stryker.
is running the show. So with how now we're just speculating from what we had seen, but since Cap is on a mission, we should probably take him out of the country because he's looking for someone. He's hunting down the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
It looks as if the pieces of Hydra that are still there are gonna hunt him down, and they're gonna send the meanest kids, the meanest twins in this side of the Marvel universe to get him.
Wow.
Quicksilver looks amazing. Oh, it's funny how, like, you know, Bryan Singer was like, "Alright, come May 23rd, we are gonna, like, you know, reveal Quicksilver first." And I'm sure Marvel actually had already shot their
Yeah.
the post credit scene, and it was probably something else, which was probably relevant. And I'm sure we're gonna get it on the special edition Blu-ray, so that's fine. But for them to go back to the drawing board and be like, "We'll show you a thing or two," and then what's even worse, they even give you the name of what Phase 2 or probably what Phase 3 is gonna be, the Age of Miracles.
When they said that, they were just like, "This is." The way Baron von Struck at the end is like,
Oh.
"This is the age of miracles."
This is the Age of Miracles.
The way, oh my god.
Guys, I think Cap, from just the type of movie it was, the kind of door that it's opening to be like, guys, this is where we're going.
It's like, I don't know how people are saying phase 1, phase 2, like it's gonna end at like the way the door that it opened. Oh my god.
Age of Miracles. We already thinking Doctor Strange. You already it's crazy because, like, from what Thor did and what he had to stop, prevent in Thor: The Dark World, you're just thinking, whoa, like some of the things that maybe not every single one of those portals closed. So maybe now that's why there's talking raccoons out there and giant trees. But anyway, like the Age of Miracles is here. Ooh, I just love that term, dude. So that's me just saying my piece. Don?
Yeah, I think I've pretty much said all I need to say. If I do think of anything, I will let you know.
So yeah, so that's us. Whilst we're still excited. I don't know about Don, but I'm probably gonna watch this again.
I'm gonna watch it on Sunday with the rest of the populace.
Thank you, Mnet. Thank you, the Rousseau brothers.
And we out.